Alright, welcome to another episode. This is going to be pretty much a little review on tonight's WWE No Mercy pay-per-view. Basically, this pay-per-view centered around, I guess, the co-main events with Cena versus Reigns and the Universal title matchup with Brock and Braun Strowman. There was a few good matches, and we'll go over them. Just so we avoid copyright strikes, what we'll do, I'm going to be using picture frames to show you and illustrate the matches as I talk about them, okay? So the show opened up with the Intercontinental title matchup with The Miz, and is it Miz Siraj against Jason Jordan. If you have been following my channel, you know how I feel about Jason Jordan. I predicted a while back, almost far back as last year, I said he is the real deal. He's the future. And of course, The Miz, I'm since 2016, I really found newfound respect for him, along with a lot of people. So this was a pretty good match. So Jason Jordan, I said it. This guy, if you look at him, he's got everything as far as athleticism, and his in-ring work, and he's still pretty much new in the business, I believe. He's got everything in the ring. What he needs is a makeover. It's sort of like that Rocky Maivia syndrome. He's got, like, you just look at this. Look at this entrance. He's got the yellow and green colors. He's always got these cheesy, wrestling outfits. He needs a little makeover. And they split up the American Alphas because they wanted to give Jason Jordan more than Chad Gable a singles push. And then when he pretty much was not even that he was well received, just wasn't being noticed. Again, especially in WWE and wrestling, pro wrestling, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, you need more than in-ring. I've told so many people, people always say, "Oh, this guy's got so many moves, and this guy's really good." Yeah, that's great, but no, in wrestling, that doesn't get that's only 20-30% of it, 40%. And if you could develop a great character and a great aesthetics, then that 30% your in-ring work will make you so much better. And of course, we can't forget about promo skills and mic work. But let's get to this match. Alright, so this match, pretty much, I had a good idea how it was going to be conducted. Not so much who was going to win. Honestly, I'll admit it, I thought Jason Jordan they were going to give the title to Jason Jordan, but this match started, and it was pretty much one-on-one. Jordan is the face in this. Just keep a note on that. He's billed as the face, and Miz is the heel, but we'll talk about that as we go on. But as far as the performance, it was typical. The face started off Jason Jordan with offense in this match, and I gotta go frame by frame. Hold on. Now, The Miz cannot compete with Jason Jordan as far as athleticism and wrestling skills. I mean, it's really no competition. And man, Jason Jordan, this guy, he is. If Brock Lesnar is the mayor of Suplex City, Jason Jordan is gonna be the next mayor of Suplex City. This guy, Jordan, throws suplexes with the best of them. And again, he's as far as his wrestling career, he's very young, and he pretty much threw The Miz all over the place, suplexing him, and you see the standing suplex. He pretty much powered him. He did that all on his own. He's very strong. This guy's got, again, you're gonna get tired of me saying this. He is very athletically gifted. But like I was saying, with critiquing Jordan's, he needs character. See, the Miz, he's the opposite. His wrestling skill and moves and athleticism is not that good, but he works. He has worked on his character and he has evolved his character. That's why the Miz has been in WWE for over 10 years, and that's why he's so successful, because of his character. And so, like I said, the match started off with Jordan with offense, and then you knew, of course, the Mr. Rogers was going to get involved somehow, some way. So the Miz would eventually get Jordan outside the ring, where the odds would be stacked against him, and that's how the Miz is going to come back. That's how the Miz is going to get his offense in, because he can't compete against Jordan, and he rams him to the announce table, and then he comes back and he rams him to the apron, and then this would be the next set of the match, where the Miz takes over on offense, and you're going to have Jordan attempting to make his comeback. Again, this is face and heel tactics, but Jordan is the face, supposedly, and Miz is the heel. But as the match wore on, Jordan is a heel. It's becoming apparently clear, and it has been. He's been heelish ever since, of course, that went along with this angle, no pun intended, that he's Kurt Angle's son, and he comes off as cocky, privileged. I think that's on purpose. And you probably say, Frank, why are you stressing? Because this probably is the whole microcosm of this pay-per-view with WWE. Their biggest problem has been with clearly defining and booking who is the heel and who is the face. And I know they're going to say, oh, well, that doesn't count, and it's just shades of gray. No! It does. No, you might want to think that. You might want to push the wrestlers that way, but no. The fans boo and the fans cheer. There is no third option for the fans where they are not sure, or the fans' reaction is a shade of gray. You see, the Miz acts like a heel. During the match, he's acting like a heel. He does heel tactics with the Miztourage, whereas Jordan, he does face tactics and acts like a face, but the characters come off the opposites. Or maybe not the Miz. The Miz is a heel. He acts like a heel, but so is Jordan. I mean, it's not where the Miz gets the heat and Jordan gets the cheers. I will explain further. So, and as the match continued, Jordan would cut off the Miz's offense, and he just, again, look, beautiful textbook suplex. I mean, that is picture perfect. Picture perfect. And he's dominated physically, and the Miz would get his offense in when, of course, the action would go to the outside, or the predictable moving away and Jordan would ram himself into the turnbuckle. And then here's another bad example of what I'm talking about, of the shades of great booking by the WWE, which is poor booking. Again, see, you have the Mr. Rogers interfering, and then typical heel move where the babyface gets the cover on, gets the pin attempt on his opponent, but he's distracted because the referee can't see, and you'll say, okay, what's the big deal? And just seconds before this, Michael Cole tells the audience that the Miz, he dedicated this victory to his unborn child. That's something the hero does. You're rooting for him then because he's dedicated this to his unborn child. How can you root against him? But look, this is what I'm talking about. They confuse you. And if you're a young kid watching this, nobody. We don't expect you to. Nobody expects you to pick up on these things. But I've been watching a long time, and I'm not telling you anything that's fantastic. But this is confusing. It's confusing and that's confusing so much to me. But it could probably be confusing to you. I don't know. I guess that maybe that's the culture change. Maybe I'm out of touch. I don't know. So, not only does the referee not see it, but the Miz kicks out, and his momentum causes Jordan to pushes Jordan away, and Curtis Axel hits Jordan, which would then be followed by the Miz planting Jordan with a skull-crushing finale. And just like that, the Miz gets the 3 count, and he retains the title. Now, I think maybe tomorrow night. Hold on, 1 second. We'll show you one more thing. So then this struck me as curious. Very rarely, when do you see that after a match, they have an in-ring interview, a post-match interview? Randy Young came and she interviewed him. She's like, "Oh, you must be disappointed," and he's like, "Oh yeah, I am disappointed." And this is where I always talk about clues. He says he is disappointed that he couldn't overcome the odds of the Miz and the Miztourage, but then he says, the fans like when Kurt Angle comes out, they like to chant "You suck," and he says, "You know what? I think the Miz sucks," and he has no respect for him, and he wants a rematch. And this came off as very heelish, like a very just maybe his facial expressions. I mean, it didn't have the same feel as a guy who got cheated, and you could tell, you could hear like a little bit of the fans' reaction, and then the facial expressions. Always look for the clues. And he told them, Miz, you suck, and the fans were kind of booing him, and you could tell, look, he's upset. That's not the face of that's not the expression of the good guy. You can see he has disdain for the fans. But anyway, just my 2 cents on this match. I think maybe tonight on Raw, the September 25th episode of Raw, if they do have the rematch then, which Kurt Angle will give to Jordan, I think probably Jordan might take the title off him on Raw. Who knows? So the next match had, which was a rematch of SummerSlam, Bray Wyatt against Finn Balor. Now I kind of knew already leading up to the build-up for this match. At SummerSlam, Finn Balor, he showed up as the Demon King. WWE is trying to distinguish and show, push to the fans that the Demon King and Finn Balor are 2 separate characters. From what I understand, in the WWE 2K18 game, they're separate characters. So this is pretty much, they're continuing on this. And the lead up to this match was Bray Wyatt was saying that maybe Finn Balor can't beat Bray Wyatt as Finn Balor, not as the Demon King. And that's the story they would tell in this match. And moreover, is that the story they were pushing is that Finn Balor is indeed capable and tough, and he is capable without being the Demon King. So before the bell even rang, Bray Wyatt ambushed Finn Balor and he rammed him to the barricade. And then he would go on to follow that up by choke slamming Finn Balor onto the announce table. This was very weird, and this was the storytelling of the match. I mean, we've seen, how many times have you seen people get put through power bombed through the announce table, and the table explodes, but no, this particular choke slam, Finn Balor sold his ribs, so much so that they threatened to stop the match right here. So as you can see, the referees were helping Finn Balor to the back, and they were telling you, "Oh, this match is over. Finn Balor can't continue." again, when have you ever seen a match stop because of a choke slam on an announce table? And it didn't even break. So predictably, Bray Wyatt got on the mic and he started to shout Finn, and he called him a coward. And again, this was the whole story of the matchup to show you that Finn Balor is indeed not a coward, and he's capable, and he doesn't have to be the Demon King. So Finn Balor took off the jacket and he ran back to the ring. So of course Finn Balor came into the ring and he unloaded on Bray Wyatt, still selling the ribs. And then this was a big power move by Bray Wyatt. He superplexed Finn Balor, and surely you thought that was going to be tip the scales, a superplex to Balor with his bad ribs. And after that superplex, Bray Wyatt dominated Balor, but then Finn Balor pulled Bray Wyatt's legs, and he got stuck in the apron here. As you can see, the ring curtain, the ring apron, the curtain. And this is where he made his comeback. He unloaded on Bray. So as Balor goes up for the coup de grace, Bray Wyatt does his spider walk, whatever you want to call it. And sure enough, you hear Corey Graves saying, because they showed Balor's face, and it says, it wouldn't have frozen the demon, but it sure did freeze Finn Balor. But again, you see now they show that Finn, he doesn't need to be, he's capable on his own of not being afraid without being the Demon King. So Bray would regain control, and he would go for the Sister Abigail, and then you really thought, oh wow, he's going to beat him. So they would temporarily go back and forth, and then Bray again regained control. I don't know why they went this way. I guess they were trying to show that Bray is pretty strong. And again, it was all about the chase of Finn Balor. You know, you wanted to root for him because they wanted to make you believe that he's vulnerable without being the Demon King. And this is a pretty big power move by Bray. And he thought, again, this is what they were trying to make you believe that Balor is vulnerable. So of course the out was when Bray he went up to the top. He went up to the second rope to do an aerial move, which that struck me as weird because he never goes up to that. And that's where the momentum shifted. Finn would drop kick him into the corner and then set up his coup de grace. So moving along, and I think the match that pretty much I was very impressed. I think many of you feel the same way. I think the match that of the night, this stole the show, was the Raw Tag Team Champions of Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose against Sheamus and Antonio Cesaro. This is a really action-packed match, very good match, and man, something really I'll show you. So Cesaro and Sheamus dominated pretty much the first half of the match, and then this is where the spot happens. Ambrose reverses it, and slingshots Cesaro into the corner turnbuckle, but so right after he hits the turnbuckle, you hear Corey Graves going, "Oh, I think he lost a tooth on that one," and you never really, you didn't take that serious. You thought maybe they're just trying to sell the move, but as Rollins vintage Rollins did his flurry of moves and cleaned house, you started seeing blood coming from Cesaro's mouth area, and you saw the referee was concerned and went over to Cesaro, and if you watch the pay-per-view, he put on the gloves, but then they weren't sure what happened to him, if he broke his nose. But Graves said, I'm telling you, he lost a tooth. But I mean, if you look here, Cesaro lost his like front four teeth. He chipped. That was weird. I mean, I don't know how he didn't protect himself, but I guess it was unfortunate. He'll definitely need to pay his dentist a visit Monday. But despite that, after the situation was stabilized and they realized Cesaro could go on and it wouldn't be that much of a distraction, these Sheamus and Cesaro pretty much dominated. But again, this is where Ambrose and Rollins together in the ring, they have magic. I don't know, for some reason they're dynamic. Whenever they get in, they are together, whether against each other or in tag team action, it's exciting. And you actually thought Cesaro and Sheamus were gonna get the win, as you see Cesaro put him in the sharpshooter. And when that didn't work, then Cesaro puts him in the crossface, and you can see, that he got messed up. And I thought this was the spot of the match. After Sheamus applies white noise to Ambrose, Cesaro power bombs Rollins onto Ambrose, and surely you thought this was going to be enough. But no, Ambrose kicks out, and you see the disbelief. What more could he do? And then Sheamus is getting ready to deliver the bro kick on Ambrose. Ambrose collapses, and I sort of knew he was playing possum, and he was. He rolled him up into the. He rolled him up. But no, Sheamus got up at 2, and then he goes to apply the bro kick. Ambrose gets out of the way, and he accidentally bro kicks Cesaro in his toothless face. And then after a quick flurry, Rollins got into the ring, kicked Sheamus, pushed him towards Ambrose. Ambrose then applied the Dirty Deeds, and the Raw Tag Team Champions of Ambrose and Rollins retain. So far, it was a very good pay-per-view, and they had the women's match. I watched it. Alexa Bliss retained. I'm not going to go over that match. We don't have 10 hours to go over this pay-per-view. So then we get to the much anticipated matchup between John Cena and Roman Reigns, and we're going to have a lot to say about this matchup. The build-up to, first of all, it was very surprising that they went to this match very fast, so quickly. I thought they might save this match for WrestleMania, or maybe Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble, but no, they moved this matchup fast. And listen, it's been Roman Reigns. We all know his run as the face of the company, as being the hero. It's not working. It's now September, almost October of 2017. He's getting 80%, 90% boos. He acts like a heel. He is a heel. How many times I have to say it? The only thing is that a lot of hardcore fans, their problem is that the announcers and WWE don't acknowledge him as a heel. And honestly, the build up to this match with the promos between Cena and Reigns, I mean, I gotta say, it was pretty much those promos and the build up to this matchup was cringeworthy. It was horrible. I think Roman, it just exposed the festering wound of Roman Reigns' character. That he's a horrible, terrible talker. And Cena, he's very good. He's very good on the mic. Not that he cuts these fantastic promos, but he has the ability to maneuver, and he's allowed to shoot, go off script, and he destroyed Roman Reigns. Oh, I know. With the last on the go home show, the Reigns calls him a fake ass bitch. Ooh, wow, that's considered edgy these days. But I really didn't care who won this match. I did want to see what I was interested in. I wanted to see their chemistry in the ring, and probably WWE wanted to see it too. They want to see their chemistry in the ring. And overall, the thing I was most curious about is I wanted to see the real-time reactions. Because Roman, like I said, he gets consistently now for the last 3 years, consistently he gets 80% boos. And Cena, we know, for the last pretty much 10 years, he gets 60-40, 70-30 boos. 70-60 boos and 30-40% cheers. And let's move on. So, Cena, his introduction, they serenaded him with the Cena sucks chants, but they didn't mean it. Let me tell you, this was a very pro-Cena crowd. A very pro-Cena crowd. And Cena, oh my god, he acted as cheesy, as he was acting extra cheesy, trying to talk to the fans and showing how he was so excited. And they were actually cheering for him, waiting for Roman Reigns' introduction. And oh man, he acted like a complete ass clown, like an idiot. Because this is probably like the 5th time in his career that the fans actually have cheered for him, predominantly cheered for him, when he was actually the clear-cut hero and face. And he acted like an idiot. He was really, really hamming it up. Then Roman, of course, right even before his music hit, the fans were booing. He got booed. Again, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. He looks, acts like a heel, and the fans react to him as a heel. And I thought this was finally going to be the match where it was clear cut, but not yet. And then something I still can't understand. I just went back and watched the replay. After they locked up and Roman put him in a headlock, and then he gave him a shoulder bump, and he got up and he did his he dusted himself off Cena, and I think the crowd was chanting, "You fucked up." I'm not sure, and they kept chanting that. And then I don't know, Cena, this idiot, I don't know what the hell he's trying to do. He's like, "Oh really? Oh, you want me to leave?" And he's like, he was like playing around. He was doing this all night in the beginning. He was, like I said, he was acting like a real asshole, and like an extra asshole, trying to interact with the crowd. This guy, he doesn't even try anymore. I will say this: at least Roman Reigns, he's adequate in the ring. He's terrible on the mic, but in the ring, Roman's all right. He's okay. I mean, I know that they watered him down. They limited him to like 5 now. The 5 moves of doom. His moves are the uppercuts, the Superman punch every 5 seconds, the spear, the drive-by, the half flip. But Cena, oh man, this guy. I can't believe they keep, people always say, oh, he has great matches. It's not great matches. And again, it's the booking of the match. It's as they call it, the bells and whistles. He's allowed all the bells and whistles. And you knew coming into this match, and I think the over/under on the kick out of 2 was probably 50. I didn't want to count because I don't want to get sick to my stomach. You knew it was going to be a 50-50 kick out of 2s from both of these guys. Unbelievable. So this ass clown, he threatens to leave, and then he actually starts to make his way back to the locker room. I mean, did anybody, if you have half a brain, you've been watching wrestling and WWE for a minute, were you actually convinced that he was going to go and leave? Come on, give me a break. But I don't even know what the purpose of this was to the match, where Roman came back and he came out and chased after him. It had no bearing on the match because the action moved quickly back to the ring. And then as the action picked up in the ring, Roman did his uppercuts and Cena did his overselling, on the wobbly spaghetti legs. Of course, 2 seconds later he comes back and like nothing happened. So after a brief melee outside of the ring where Cena swung Reigns into the steel steps, Reigns took over. He dominated. And it was honestly, oh man, I just can't express it. Again, this is the whole thing that I've been talking about in this video. The blurred lines of there's no heel, there's no good guy, there's no bad guy, it's all shades of gray. Roman, the crowd is booing Roman when he takes offense. He's not getting cheered, but Roman keeps looking to the crowd with that smirk when they keep chanting, "You suck, you suck." And then you had Cena, who the fans were actually rooting for to get up and make a comeback. Oh, what a crowd this was tonight for Cena. I'll show you. So finally, I mean, after about 7 minutes of Roman dominating him, and then they paused, with Roman put him in a front face lock, and it was to build the anticipation of Cena's comeback. And then he does his patented drop where he's going to do the stupidest move I've ever seen in my life. Look at his face. Look at his face. He doesn't even try anymore. The 5-knuckle shuffle, and he missed the first one, and then of course he had to go and do the second one, which was he didn't even go to the ropes. This guy, I mean, look at this guy. Look at his face. This tells you this. Oh, look at. He doesn't even act like he acts like he's even surprised. Like he just woke up and realized, wow, I've actually been wrestling for 12 years. And I've been pushed as the number one man, the number one guy in WWE. They've given me 17 titles, and look, the fans are actually cheering for me. That's what I felt like watching him. And I'm just not bashing him. That's what it felt like. And then this is what I mean. Roman gave him his patented 10 short clotheslines against the corner, and he's seen his staggered. And this is what I mean. This is why I can't yell right now because it's late. But this is why he's fucking garbage. He acts like he's about to fall, and then all of a sudden, nothing. He ducks the punch, and he picks him up to do his stupid move. And this just happened 2 or 3 times during the match, where he got killed on offense, and then he just boom, just like that, like nothing happened. He doesn't even try. This is why he's garbage. And before I really wake up the neighbors, I actually heard, and I know they've probably said it a million times before, when Michael Cole called Cena the greatest of all time. What a slap, what a spit in the face to the real all-time greats. And I know what WWE is trying to do, because you got your Hulk Hogan's. They can't really use him anymore because of his N-word comment. They have to go away from him. They can't use Bret Hart because of the Montreal Screwjob and how that transpired, and Shawn Michaels. They can't really call him the greatest of all time. Well, they'll call him the greatest in-ring work of all time. But Shawn Michaels, of his checkered past with his drugs and all that stuff. Stone Cold, they can't really use him now, I guess, because his character doesn't fit in the PG PC era. The Rock, well, they can't call him the greatest of all time because he's outgrew WWE, and he's became the biggest action star in the world. And if you got to go all the way back to Bruno Sammartino, well, the only maybe only your grandfather will remember who Bruno Sammartino is. So now that's what the whole thing with this build up to Cena is. That really hit me in the head like a hammer. This is what it's all. This was the whole intention. I knew it all along, but this really cemented it. That this was the whole purpose of building Cena up, of pushing him for so many years, giving him the title reigns, so they could call him the greatest of all time. Because that's what he has. That's all he has. Cena, as of now, he's been squeaky clean. No, he never. He's in the since since he started in 2005. He hasn't really had any big scandals, except early on when he divorced his wife because he had an extramarital affair. But I mean that's nothing, you know. So that's why this has all been, because they have just so they could go around calling him the greatest of all time, and I'm sure when after he retires they'll call him the greatest of all time. Oh man! But I'm not even going to analyze this match so much. But this right here, these two have is symbolic for the utter failure of the last decade. These two, a bum who they invested they put in all their chips to create the greatest of all time. He's not the greatest of all time. He's not even in the top 50 of all time. He's garbage in the ring. His character is cheesy. And then Roman Reigns, who they wanted to pass the torch to. But it didn't work. It hasn't worked. And it's not going to work. Because the fans just don't buy it. They don't want him as the hero. They don't want him as the top guy. He's good in the ring. Can't talk, but that's it. And I want you to focus on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. These little boys in the front row, dressed up as Cena. You know, listen, that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. But this is who John Cena's core fan base is. That's who it's for. He's for kids, little children, 7, 8-year-olds. That's who his core fan base is. That, you know, it's important because these are the future fans. They're going to get older. I guess they'll be fans for life. But what about the rest of us? And you know, they've told you a million times in interviews, it's always the guys over 30 who boo. This is a family and kid show. Hey, we were kids first. We were kids a long time ago, and the product wasn't cheesy. I grew up on Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, all those guys. They used to have Roddy Piper breaking coconuts over Slicker's head. I stood as fan for life. You don't have to present a cheesy G-rated product. Unbelievable. This is the microcosm. This match was just it was the cherry on the cake. Yeah. And then they're in this last third of the match. Oh my God! They must have panned to these kids 25 times. First it was the two dressed up, and then it was this kid. The kid on the 29th kick out of two. Like if anybody really thought that there was going to be a pin. Roman kicked out of 3 AAs, one from the second rope. Oh man, it was just all the trash. Everything that's been wrong with WWE really. It was like, yeah, get the flashlight and this was it. Look at this. Again, I have nothing against kids, but look at this. I'm embarrassed to be doing a review of this. Hey, look, and then this is the other demographic, the moms, or the thirsty 25-year-olds. It's ridiculous. Listen. If this isn't the proof, the marketing. That's it. A lot of people wonder why. Oh, they keep going with this Roman and John. This is it, because the little kids are the most valuable customers, because they beg their parents to buy every single piece of merchandise that comes out every week, new merchandise. That's what Cena does. He puts out a new piece of merchandise every 2 weeks, and the kids buy it. He robs these families blind. Because what are you going to do as a parent? You're going to tell your little kid, no, you can't have it. You can't have the 5th John Cena T-shirt this month. And then you have these thirsty moms, these MILFs, whatever the hell they are. They drool over Roman Reigns and Cena, and they spend the money too. That's it. Like I've said, me, a fan like me, I am invaluable to them. My contribution to WWE is $10 a month. I'm never going to buy merch. I'm never going to go out in public with wrestling T-shirts. I have no desire to go to a live event. So I'm worth only $10 a month to them. So that's why they don't care about me, or people, or my demographic. So, as I described before, after the AA off the second rope, the crowd was actually chanting one more time, and cheesy John Cena was like, no. Oh, but I listened to, and then he went out, he cleared both announce tables, and he teased to AA Roman through the announce table, but Roman quickly reversed it and counted it, and he speared. Sorry about that. He speared Cena, and they would both come crashing through the announce table. So after the 57th kick out of 2, Roman did his ooh move, but Cena catches him into the AA. So after, I believe, the 4th AA of the match, Cena was in stunned disbelief after the 68th kick out of 2. But as he was in disbelief and he was about to go maybe give him another AA, Roman in a flash countered with a Superman punch, stunned Cena, then he backed up and speared and gave him the spear, and lo and behold, Reigns won. Of course, I'm not surprised. So it was no surprise that Reigns won this. I mean, at this point, it doesn't make sense. Well, it doesn't help Cena. Cena beating Reigns doesn't help anything. It looks like this is going to be a one and done. And then this was the dynamic I wanted to see after the match. And I know there was a few people out there who were like, let's see. They stared at each other. And they looked like they were going to kiss. And then, of course, Cena raised Roman's hand. And I know there was a few people who were like, oh no, Roman is going to hit him. He's going to turn heel. No, he didn't turn heel. Cena passed. This was a passing of the torch. Roman would keep, after he left the ring, and he would keep looking back and as a show of respect. And then after Reigns left to give Cena his moment, this cheese ball, he sat in the ring like he was so disappointed. Like he couldn't believe it. He kept looking to the crowd. He looked like he was going to cry, or he acted like he was going to cry. And this was like it was almost, they almost told the story like this is the end of Cena's career. Like, it's coming. The end of Cena's career is coming. The fans were actually chanting, "Thank you, Cena. Thank you, Cena." Yeah, it's no surprise he's going to Hollywood next year. Probably I'm telling you, he's transitioning into. He's going to be that part timer where he comes back once or twice a year for a big match. I mean, I don't know what big matches there are for him. I mean, take a break. Why can't he leave for a year or two? Oh, if you, according to him, It's because Roman Reigns is a failure. One failure calling another guy, calling another failure. The pot calling the kettle black. So this match, again, it was 60 kickouts at 2s, 4 AAs, nothing spectacular. So quickly, then Enzo Amore captured the Cruiserweight title. That only makes sense to bring some excitement and some eyes into that division. And then the main event, the long-awaited matchup between Brock and Strowman. They've been pushing Strowman as a monster, and there was very little time left in the pay-per-view. You kind of knew something funny was going to happen, and of course, it's well known that Brock is leaving. It's in his contractual obligations are pretty much done for the year. He ain't coming back until January, the new year. So yeah, the money was that they were going to Braun was going to take the title off him, and sure enough, and in the early going, Braun was absolutely dominating him, overpowering him. I thought it was going to be it looked like it was going to be a squash match, not maybe fast. It kind of like when SummerSlam 2014 when Lesnar dominated and squashed Cena. So pretty much 3-4 minutes of Braun absolutely dominating Brock. And again, the brilliance of Brock, a lot of people don't like him because he's a part-time or whatever, because he ended the streak. Brock is so awesome. It's not only his offense, but his selling. You had to see in this match, he acted so vulnerable that, he couldn't do nothing he couldn't mount any offense on Braun. And it just looked like that Braun was just going to squash Brock. But then this is where the match turned around, where Braun rammed his shoulder into the corner post, and then Brock applied the Kimura lock. And even here, you thought, this is just preventing the inevitable. Braun is going to lift him up and powerbomb him. So Braun would eventually grab the rope and break the hold. And he was selling his left arm, and even after that, he gave Brock a spinebuster at 2, and Brock kicked out. But then right after that, the match changed. Brock took Braun Strowman to Suplex City, gave him 6 suplexes, and each one you could tell it was taking a lot out of Brock. I mean, Braun's got to be 375. So then eventually Brock goes up for the F5, but Braun slips out and gave him his patented power slam. But then this is where I kind of knew something was not going according to my plan and my prediction, where Braun kept selling his arm. And what the story told you of this match is that Braun is indestructible. For the first 5 minutes of the match, he's indestructible, but he wore out. He ran out of gas. He wasn't the same after that Kimura lock, and those 6 suplexes took a lot out of him. So after he had another Braun power slam, he couldn't cover him. He couldn't cover Brock because he kept favoring the arm, and he was exhausted. And then quickly right after that, Brock as Braun was approaching again, and Braun came to his feet and approached Brock. Brock would hoist him up for the F5, and he covered him, and surprisingly, he got the 3 count. So this was the shot after while Brock is celebrating in the ring. Braun sat there. Giving him that look. I don't know what that look means. The look of disappointment. I don't understand. They made Brock win after this unbelievable monster push on Braun. Now, earlier I talked about maybe Jason Jordan was going to get his rematch on Raw tonight and possibly win the title. Is it possible that we could see the rematch of Brock and Braun on Raw tonight for the Universal title, and Braun ends Raw winning the title sending Brock off to vacation? I don't know. Again, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If what the reports are true that Brock is done for the year, is WWE actually going to not have the WWE Universal title off TV, not active for the rest of the year? I don't know. So maybe on Raw tonight we're going to see the rematch of Jason Jordan and The Miz, and the rematch of Brock and Braun, and maybe they have a title change. Maybe the rematch for Jordan and The Miz won't happen on Raw. They'll just agree to it, and maybe we'll see the rematch between Brock and Strowman on Raw, and maybe Braun will come away and get the win. Anyway, thanks for watching. This video went a little long, but I needed to do that. Anyway, thank you. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.